The world of reality TV has just been rocked to its foundation. There were already rumors circulating. Although rumors have been circulating for weeks, nobody anticipated this. Fans are taken aback. Social media is in disarray. Additionally, experts claim that this is the start of the end for one of love and the most talked-about couples in hip-hop. Following years of ups and downs, loyalty tests, and public scandals, Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris have formally filed for divorce. However, what pushed this time? Was she over the edge? Like wildfire, the name Erica Mena is being used. And aging meat isn't the only reason. No, it's something far more profound, intimate, and shocking this time. There are claims that Mendeecees and Erica may have engaged in activities other than screen time. Screenshots, hazy images, and even backstage. Rumors are stoking rumors that something improper. Perhaps that took place behind Yandy's back. According to those close to the marriage, Yandy was blown away when she learned about the controversy via a third party. Fans are now asking, is Erica really expecting Mendeecees' child? Has the drama finally materialized? Or is this simply another twisted love and hip-hop plot? Hold on tight because this is going to be an exciting narrative. Everything appeared to stop around Yandy as the news broke. The ringing on her phone persisted. She repeatedly read the same message while sitting on the edge of her bed and gazing at her screen. Look through the blogs. It's over. Everything changed with just one text. Her heart thumping in her chest, she paused. She opened her browser with shaking fingers, and it was there. Outrageous claims in the images, videos, and descriptions. Grainy screenshots, voice notes, and purported receipts have been posted by fans who have gone into detective mode, alleging that Mendeecees had been covertly linked with Erica Mena. It was no longer only a rumor. Yandy was right in the thick of it, and it was becoming a full-fledged scandal. A behind-the-scenes video from a recent love and hip-hop recording had been released earlier that week. It showed Mendeecees entering Erica's trailer by himself. If he hadn't remained inside for more than half an hour, and Erica hadn't emerged soon after, adjusting her attire and avoiding eye contact with the crew, no one would have been suspicious. The tape went viral, and it was obvious that someone on site had been recording from a distance. Soon after, fans started making assumptions, and allegations quickly descended into mayhem. While some fans believed it was only a setup, a traditional hip-hop and love marketing campaign, others cited flirty conduct and cryptic remarks on social media to support their argument that they had anticipated this for months. But Yandy didn't accept the justification of the PR stunt. Not now. Not with everything seeming so genuine. She and Mendeecees had been fighting more than usual only a few days before to the leak. He was emotionally detached, often on his phone, and aloof. When she questioned him, he avoided her questions, offered justifications, or started impromptu arguments. All of a sudden, the Erica controversy was blowing up everywhere. Yandy was unable to ignore the sensation of her chest sinking. She had supported him throughout his incarceration, trusted him, and remained with him through thick and thin. But suddenly it all seemed like a lie. According to Yandy's close friends, she was crushed. She refused to speak to anybody and spent hours secluded in her room. Her eyes were crimson when she eventually came out, and swelled, and her face was icy. She stopped crying. She had stopped weeping. She was upset. The disgrace was far more painful than the supposed betrayal. To have people all over the internet, making assumptions about your spouse and another lady, one who was too much to handle, already having a soiled reputation. Erica, however, said nothing. She made no affirmations or denials. On Instagram, she instead shared a mysterious narrative that said, "People only expose what they're afraid of being exposed for." Fans saw this as a clue that the allegations could have some merit. Then the picture appeared. Standing in front of a mirror with her palm strangely resting on her tummy is Erica, sporting a baggy hoodie. It exploded in the comment area. Is she expecting a child? I hope it's not Mendeecees' child. Yandy is worthy of better. Now the rumors had gotten out of hand. Mendeecees made an effort to minimize everything. In a brief period of time, "You guys need to quit making stuff up," he remarked. "You honestly think you're bored? I was just talking to you." However, his tone of voice was unconvincing, and his word choice only made matters worse. Yandy and fans weren't buying it, according to an insider. The night after the story's release, she approached Mendeecees at home without raising her voice. At first, he denied everything, but when she showed him the video, screenshots, and fan speculations, his expression shifted as the talk continued, becoming more defensive until he was unable to explain the time he spent in Erica's trailer, even though he continued to deny any physical interaction. When he eventually stormed out of the room, Yandy didn't sleep that night. Instead, she sat up reading comments and browsing through fan postings to see how people were already picking sides. While some were sympathetic and said she had made too many sacrifices for a guy who never deserved her, others chastised her, saying she should have anticipated it. The humiliation in public was too much to endure, and Yandy decided to phone her lawyer the next morning. After that, things moved quickly. Legal documents were prepared, terms were examined, and according to sources, she wanted a clean separation, nothing messy, and she didn't want to involve the kids or start a public feud. But she made one thing as certain: she was finished. However, the situation didn't remain tidy for long since someone in the legal office released the narrative to the media. All of a sudden, Timms was posting on every gossip site that Yandy had filed for divorce, claiming irreparable betrayal. When he discovered this, Mendeecees hadn't even been served yet. He was furious, not because of the divorce, but because Yandy had beaten him to the story, according to a friend who heard the news online. That afternoon, he came up at their house wanting explanations. The ensuing altercation was intense, with accusations being made and voices being raised. Mendeecees said Yandy was overreacting when she demanded honesty. "Do you trust them more than I do? You'd rather listen to some messy bloggers than your own husband," he yelled at them. Yandy, however, remained still. You provided this was no surprise, and the fact that one of their children overheard the disagreement just made it worse. "Give them something to talk about," she yelled. The tension was inevitable this time, despite the couple's best efforts to keep their kids out of the turmoil. Later that night, Yandy sat her children down and gently informed them that she and their father would be living together. The children were terrified, confused, and upset after being raised apart for some time. Yandy promised them that they would still see their father, but she secretly questioned whether co-parenting would be successful. Given this degree of mistrust between them, other alleged sources started to come forward as the media hysteria intensified. One said that Erica had been boasting to close friends that she had something over Yandy. While none of these stories could be verified, another said that guys in DC had told a buddy that he and Erica had a moment of weakness. The internet took them seriously, and fans began searching for evidence that this controversy had been developing for a while by resurrecting previous exchanges between Erica and Mendeecees from years before. Eventually, in the midst of all of this, Erica shared another mysterious tale, a little video clip of her clutching what seemed to be an ultrasound printout at a doctor's office, without saying anything. Played a song with the lines, "I don't have to say nothing," in the background. "It's obvious to you already." The comments section erupted. Was this the last straw for his marriage? Was Mendeecees indeed the father? Was this confirmation? Yandy, on the other hand, remained mostly silent, posting a solitary black square that said, "Healing in progress." Fan celebrities like Rashida, Mimi Faust, and even Cardi showered her with messages of support, but her silence only served to heighten the mystery. Mendeecees were spotted entering Erica's room, and things took another startling turn because people wanted answers, and they wanted them soon. He lingered for over an hour at a late-night apartment complex, and the paparazzi film showed him appearing anxious and often glancing over his shoulder. After he departed, Erica emerged outside a few seconds later, appearing distraught, holding her phone and dabbing at her tears. The video that was released set the internet on fire, and it was like adding fuel to an already burning fire. Within minutes, the bloggers reproduced it, with big captions and more supposition than ever before. Caught red-handed. What is really happening when men from DC visit Erica at midnight? Fans were equally outspoken, with comment sections brimming with incredulity, perplexity, and indignation, with others believing it was all a sit-up. The most disturbing aspect occurred a few hours later, but even Yandy's most devoted fans were shocked, with some saying there was clear evidence that something more was happening between them. Another video emerged, this time from a neighbor's Ring camera, and it had audio as well. Although the voices weren't quite audible, there were bits of the one possible topic of discussion is she may be pregnant. Within hours, body language specialists on YouTube began creating films examining his every breath and blink, and the love was being examined on every gossip website. He's lying, one even said. It's evident in his eyes. In the comments, fans engaged in heated argument. While some swore he was guilty and others claimed he was innocent, Erica remained mute, only posting cryptic messages and stoking the flames. Next followed the voicemail leak. The message that was purportedly left by Mendeecees on Erica's phone was shared by an unidentified source. I can't keep doing this. I told you it was simply an error, but you keep pushing like we were supposed to be anything. The message was brief but damning. Fans linked it to old footage, past lifestyles, old moments from love and hip-hop. He revealed in a buddy that he and Erica had a moment of weakness. You understood what this was. The voice sounded like him. Despite the fact that none of these stories were verified, the internet took them seriously and fans began researching. In the midst of all of this, Erica tweeted another mysterious narrative about her past exchanges with Mendeecees from years ago, searching for evidence that this scandal had been developing for a long time. She was seen in a brief video clip in a doctor's office holding what seemed to be an ultrasound printout, and she remained silent as a background music with the words, "I ain't gotta say nothing," played. You're already aware of it. The comment section was a crazy place. Was this a confirmation? Were men really the dad? Was this the last nail in his marriage's coffin? Yandy, on the other hand, was mostly silent. Fans showered her with love when she shared a single black square with the caption, "Healing in progress." Celebrities such as Cardi, Mimi Faust, and Rashida encouraging remarks. However, the mystery was further heightened by her silence. People were in need of answers, and they needed them immediately. At that point, events took yet another unexpected turn. Late one evening, guys were seen entering Erica's apartment building. In the paparazzi shot clip, he was seen glancing anxious, looking over his shoulder all the while. He was there for about an hour. After he departed, Erica emerged outdoors with an upset expression, holding her phone tightly and dabbing at her emotions. The internet was enraged by the clip. It was like adding fuel to an already raging conflagration when the video was released. Within minutes, it was shared on blogs. The conjecture was louder than ever, and the captions were daring. Caught in the act. Men at midnight. DC pays Erica a visit. What's really happening? Fans also didn't hold back. There was incredulity, bewilderment, and wrath in the comment sections. There were others who thought it was all a sit-up. Others argued that there was unmistakable evidence of a deeper relationship between them. It shook even Yandy's most devoted fans. However, a few hours later, the most startling aspect occurred. Another clip came to light, this time from a Ring camera owned by a neighbor. The video also had sounds. Furthermore, parts of the discussion may have occurred at the same moment as the rest of the globe, even if the voices weren't entirely clear. She had no prior notice, no justification, no nothing. Her aide came in with a phone while she was in a meeting and showed her the post. At first, she didn't respond, simply gazed. After that, she got up, walked out of the room, and didn't return for many hours. Yami removed all of Mendeecees' pictures on her Instagram that night. Admirers observed right away. It quickly spread among the blogosphere. Mendeecees are eliminated from Yandy's life. It's really over. It's war. The removal seemed like the last move, a public statement that she was finished, But Mendeecees wasn't losing without a struggle. He shared a number of Instagram stories the next day, including vintage photographs of him and Yandy, as well as images from weddings, family trips, and behind-the-scenes events. He overlaid text on each one. "I made a mistake. Don't pretend it never happened. I know that." Supporters were split. Some felt terrible for him. Others were incensed. A few said he was attempting to sway public opinion by appealing to people's memories. Others contend that he didn't want to lose his family and was really apologetic. Naturally, Erica had her own reaction. As she lip-synced to songs about moving on and being the upgrade, she shared a genuine set to a breakup anthem. Fans saw what seemed to be Mendeecees' chain resting on her dresser in the backdrop. That single detail was delivered, putting everyone in a panic. There he left his chain. Was he her roommate? Is he still seeing her? The fallout became more intense along with the rumors. Companies who had previously collaborated with Mendeecees began to withdraw. His picture was taken off from the website of a fitness supplement firm. A clothes brand put a halt to a campaign that included him. The controversy wasn't just hurting his marriage, his whole career was on the line. Then came the most shocking revelation of all. A confidential communication from Mendeecees' staff to the network asking that certain material not be used was leaked by a love and hip-hop producer. Broadcast. The video in issue is an unreleased clip from 2 months ago in which Erica and Mendeecees were seen fighting in a hotel corridor. Erica may be heard in the scene stating, "I'm sick of being your secret. You assured me that we had a future." The email pleaded with producers to remove the video, claiming that it may inflict irreversible damage, but the harm was completed already. What fans had believed for weeks, that this was more than a one-time error, was validated by the email release. Perhaps, just perhaps, Mendeecees have been leading 2 separate lives. One thing was clear as fans waited to see what would happen next. The truth wasn't just emerging. Everywhere it spilled. In the realm of reality TV, the email breach was like an earthquake. Industry insiders, media outlets, and fans were all in disbelief. To what extent did this go? For what duration has this been taking place? Above all, was Yandy the only one who was unaware? At first, the show's producers remained silent, although meetings were going on behind the scenes all the time. The executives were rushing to contain the damage because of concern that the controversy would ruin the season. However, not all members of the production crew were in favor of silence. Some crew members sympathized with Yandy and expressed annoyance at the quiet on the network. Even yet, according to one unnamed source, they are new. They're not new to this. Simply put, they didn't want it to get public so quickly. Mendeecees, meantime, had gone entirely dark. No more tales, no lives, no more postings. For someone who used to always. His quiet was suddenly more powerful than words in front of the camera. According to those close to him, he was keeping quiet while attempting to resolve the issue. However, each time he attempted to, when he reached out to Yandy, he received no response. In contrast, Yandy was starting to change. Anger had replaced the sadness, but it was still there. Fury had replaced betrayal. She began taking action, not just on an emotional level but also on a commercial one. She and Mendeecees were taken out of their joint enterprises. She reorganized her staff, fired several advisors, and even put a few weeks' hold on production. According to those closest to her, she was preoccupied with safeguarding her children and her reputation. "She's not going to let this destroy everything she built," a pal said. As the days went by, additional information emerged. One of Erica's old pals came forward with pictures of what seemed to be talks between Erica and Mendeecees as well. The texts were time-stamped, and Mendeecees seemed to be ranting about Yandy in them, stating things like, "She don't get me like you do," and "I'm just staying for the kids," demonstrating that they had been traded over a number of months. They not only alluded to an emotional affair, but they also said that this had been taking place at the same time that Mendeecees was openly pledging his allegiance to Yandy. The internet went crazy once again. Supporters felt duped. Those who had previously supported Mendeecees now opposed him. "This ain't just messy, it's evil," one fan said, while another asked, "How are you going to play both sides like that?" The screenshots appeared on all of the main gossip websites, and the story was even taken up by major media. At first, Yandy didn't publicly respond, but those close to her acknowledged that she had seen the screenshots. This time, she didn't weep. Instead, she made a strategy. According to insiders, she began seeking legal counsel over the brand, the children, the contracts, and other matters in addition to the marriage. This was more than simply a romance ending. It was a complete breakdown of the life they had created together for more than 10 years. The next twist then appeared. Instead of posting a teaser or clue, Erica shared a picture of her pregnancy. This was a complete disclose, with the message, "New beginnings." Grateful for the journey, she was seen holding her tummy while wearing a white outfit. Mendeecees was not mentioned by her. She didn't have to tag him, but she didn't. For her, it was the remarks. "Isn't it his?"